All right, all right, all right. We're back. It's week 2. We had a stellar week 1 going on. A lot of tight games. A couple of blowouts. My picks sucked. But wow, oh wow, Chad. Holy fucking smokes. Tom Brady putting up 500. Wes Welker putting up a buck 70 or 60. 99-yard touchdown. Breaking the Money League single game scoring record. Congratulations. And as I said, learn some English. Learn some longer, bigger vocabulary words so that you don't get all worked up over messages that are telling you to enjoy it, you stupid fucking dildo. Also, congratulations. Dummy number 1, Shaw. Dummy number 2, Shmoo. Shmoo's pretty dumb. Joey, Joel, Mikey, obviously Chad. All winners last week. Joel, that was ugly. Just so happens the 2 lowest scorers of the week match up for week 1. What a fucking joke. Anyways, I was 1-5 last week. I'm changing up the picks a little bit this week. I got a couple different segments. The first one we're going to get into is Marry, Fuck, Kill. Stolen from the best radio personality ever, Howard Stern. I'm going to pick a team that I want to marry. One that I think has sustainability, is going to be strong all year, unless a big injury takes place. The other one's a team I'm willing to fuck that I think is hot, going to be good over the next couple weeks, but might not have the longevity. And Kill is going to be a little different. Some weeks it's going to be the team that I think is in worse shape, and some weeks it's going to be the owner that was pissing me off all week, so I want to kill you. We're going to start off with Marry. I'm going to have to go with the Little Giants, all because of the sexy TB12. He's a beast. You got some great wide receivers with Welker, Deshaun Jackson. Running backs are looking solid, so you look like you could sustain this as long as injuries don't come after you like they did last year with a broken hip to Frank Gore. So I'm going to marry you, Chad. I'm going to fuck Shmoo. Shmoo's team looks like they're going to blow up this week again. They blew up last week. But you got a bunch of injury risks. Arian with his hammy, already injured. You know McFadden's going to end up missing at least 2 or 3 games. Stafford can never stay healthy. Nix is already banged up, and he's always missing a game or 2 in his first 2 years. So I'm going to fuck you, Shmoo. But I don't think you're gonna last too long at the top of the standings. Just my opinion. And who do I want to kill? I'm not going with the worst team in my opinion. I'm going with Cuba because A, you're my number 1 enemy, and B, shut up about your fucking tight ends. Who cares if you have 2 tight ends? Hernandez, Jimmy Graham, I don't care. Stop acting like you got 2 of the best things ever known to the world. They're tight ends. Stop it. It's silly. On to the next segment, Twitter. I put a question up on Twitter, got it back. The question was, after week 1, whose team looks the worst? Funny, it wasn't Igor's team. It was yours, Joel. Yours got the most votes. If you want to take part in any of this, Joel, Clint, Igor, Mikey, I don't even know who else isn't on Twitter. Get on Twitter. I'm putting questions up every week. Sometimes it's going to be questions about the size of your dick. But this week, it's about whose team is the worst. And it's Joel's. Unanimously, you're the worst on Twitter. Boom. Now I'm going to do a little segment. Stardom, Situm. Everyone does a Stardom, Situm. Mine's a little different. I'm going to say who to sit out of some studs that were drafted high and who to start that weren't drafted so high and were dependent on his studs. One from each position. We're going to go with the sits to start. I'm going to go with quarterback Tony Romo. People are in his head, playing San Fran, a good defense. Justin, I know you're not sitting him, but he's not going to be the guy you're looking for this week. Running backs, I'm going both of Joel's starting running backs. Sean Green and D'Angelo Williams. They both look like shit last week. They're both going to look like shit again. Throw Grant in if you want. He's going to look like shit. All of Joel's running backs should be sad. Wide receiver, I'm going to have to go with DeForge's Reggie Wayne. Last week he ended up putting up some stats at the end. I just don't see the Colts really doing much with Kerry Collins. He's drunk. He sucks. Reggie Wayne is going to suffer. And tight end, doesn't really matter, but everyone thought Owen Daniels was going to be fantastic. He had 2 catches or 1 catch for 12 yards. He's going to suck again this week. And who do we start? People that aren't the studs. Who's starting? Big Ben at quarterback. He's my guy. He had a shit week last week, 5 turnovers. This week, boom, he's putting up points against Seattle. I think Seattle gets smoked by 30 in this one. Big Ben goes in. Running back, I'm going Ahmad Bradshaw versus the Rams. I think he's going to blow up. The Rams let up a ton of rushing yards to the Eagles last week, and Ahmad Bradshaw goes for 100 and at least 1 touch. Wide receiver, Santizzle Mossizzle. This dude is going to torch the Arizona Cardinals just like Steve Smith did. He goes for a buck, a touchdown. And we're going to go tight end, Pettigrew versus KC. KC gave up a shitload of touchdowns to that Chandler bum. Pettigrew's going to do the same for the Lions. So Shmoo, put him in. He's better than Finley. Finley's a fucking bum. Boom. There we go. That's our new segment. Now we're on to the picks. I'm not going to get into the picks. I'm just going to say who's going to win the game and who the game breaker is and who's going to be the difference maker. Game breaker equals difference maker. Game 1, Joel versus Shmoo. Joel versus Shmoo. We already know Joel has been voted the worst team by Twitter. Shmoo, I already said, is going to blow up this week. I didn't put this in the BOW, but I'm going Shmoo here with the edge. Game breaker, Matt Stafford. He'll stay healthy for this week. He'll put up some monster numbers. And it's a game set match. Shmoo goes to 2-0. Joel goes to 1-1. Game number 2, Chad versus me. Everyone expects me to pick the high scoring team. I never pick against myself, you fucking dummies. Of course I'm picking myself. The game breaker in this one, Big Ben. He's putting up 3 touchdowns, maybe 4, 220 to 250 passing. Brady's a beast, but everywhere else, Chad, I got you, man. Got you, sucker. Next game, Kuba versus DeForge. As much as I hate Kuba in fantasy, I'm picking him over you, DeForge. And because the game breaker of Timmy Hightower, I think he's going to have another monster game. He's going to have a good one. Timmy Hightower. I see it being a tight one. There's no Steven Jackson. Cadillac Williams, I don't know if he does that again. Timmy Hightower, difference maker. Kuba gets the W. Next game, Mikey versus Joey. This one, my friends, almost made it to Game of the Week. This was a toss-up between who I did choose for Game of the Week. But Mikey versus Joey, I'm going Mikey. I think Mikey's got the edge. Game breaker, Larry Fitzgerald has a big day in Washington. They throw him a few bombs, get it down inside the goal line for Beanie Wells. Larry Fitz goes over $120, touchdown. He's the game maker. He's the game difference. Game breaker, whatever I said they were, he's that. This is blowout of the week. I feel terrible doing this, but I have to do it. It's going to be a blowout. And I know, Igor, you've suffered through the injury, trying to, get your guy. Peyton Manning had to steal at 4. It just didn't work out. I did the same thing in another league. I just put myself in a better situation with a better backup, and you didn't do that. You just didn't do that. So Shaw's going to kick the shit out of you this week. You're going to get smashed to fucking smithereens. You see this, guys, in the front? I do it every week. These little guys in the front smashed up, that's you. That's your team. Aaron Rodgers will beat you by himself. Sorry, Igor. It's going to be a tough road for you this year. But anyways, and now we move on to the GOW Game of the Week. JJ versus Clint. Very good game. Going to be tight. Might not be the most high-scoring game, but it's going to be a good game. Quarterback, Vic versus Romo. I already said Romo is going to have a tough week. I think Vic's got the edge. Running backs, Turner Matthews, Jamal Charles, and then you got Blount. I think Blount gets a good day. Charles, I think this is a wash. Get into the wide receivers. I'm going Austin, Santana Moss, who I think is going to have a big day. I think Dwayne Bowe snaps out of it a little bit. Brandon Marshall's okay, but I'm going with Vic as the big game breaker, difference maker back to the Georgia Dome. Vic puts up monster numbers. I think Atlanta wins the game, but Vic does it for Clint. Clint wins the game of the week. Let's recap it. Shmoo over Joel, game breaker Stafford. Me over Chad, Big Ben does the job. Kuba over DeForge. We got Timmy Hightower being the game breaker. Mikey over Joey. Fitzy Fitz. Larry Fitzgerald game breaker. Shaw blows the shit out of Igor. Clint beats JJ with Michael Vick. Everyone enjoy week 2. Peace.